What is up, YouTube? Today, we're going to be climbing up mountains, eating good food, and spending the night in freezing temperatures. Come along for the ride. Today's hike is going to consist of mostly a short but steep hike up mostly unpacked snowy trails. My main problem is I got a big pack. Even though we're surrounded by snow, it's been abnormally hot this winter here in Colorado. It's about 50 degrees today. It's making this hike really hot. Made it to this gorgeous meadow. I think I'm going to set up camp here, but I'm going to go explore around some. I'll leave my pack here. So there's no running water up here. So what I've got to do is collect the snow. And then my plan is to use the sun while we have it. I reckon about an hour longer. And just leave it here in the sun. I brought this sheet of Tyvek up. Great waterproof, light. Put my knees down, don't get them wet. Set my gear on here, whatever. In a bag here, I got some Lee Hing Mui mango. It's delicious. You know, it really seemed like my 55-liter pack was overflowing. But I was able to just barely fit everything I needed for a winter expedition. Got a nice hatchet. It's a Harbor Freight special. Got myself a sweet saw. Yeah, this will do great. We're gonna have a big fire tonight. Oh, it's gorgeous up here. Look at those views. Okay, I think I'm gonna set up right here. We got a little protection from that tree. The wind's coming from the southwest. It's relatively level. Got a little snow to build up a wind dam. And right over there, I think I have my fire. Alrighty. Got some simple bread mix. Got flour, yeast, sugar, salt. Gonna add some water. Let it ferment here in the sun. With any luck, we'll be having some bread for dinner. Now you don't want to add too much water. Just enough to make it sticky. Might be a little wet, but I'm gonna set this in the sun. With any luck, here in a couple hours, enjoying some good, yummy bread. Okay, while that bread ferments, gotta give myself a place to ferment overnight. I'm gonna set up my tent. It's a trekking pole tent. We'll see how that goes. I got some snow stakes. Similar to regular stakes, a lot more surface area. Should dig into the snow, hold my tent. It's really important. My whole tent's held up by tension. So, if I'm not able to get it up, I'm gonna be sleeping out in the wild. Just gonna walk on it a little. Got some Tyvek. More construction material. Waterproof, light, makes a really good ground sheet. And it's way cheaper. The only problem, unless you use it a lot, it's really noisy. The snow's not very deep. I'm not sure I needed the snow stakes. We're only dealing with 4 inches of snow. A trekking pole tent is a lightweight alternative to regular tents where you have poles. Here, you use your trekking poles that you're probably already bringing with you. Pop it up. They have some downfalls. One of them might be winter camping. We'll find out tonight. You see that huge gap at the bottom of the tent? So it's going to lead to chills overnight. This is partially my fault, and we're at a slope here. My hands may have got a little cold in the process, but I ended up making this wind barrier out of snow. Tonight, I'm going to be using 2 sleeping pads and 2 sleeping quilts to keep me warm sleeping on the snow at this high elevation. The combined R value of these two is 10. And this one's probably comfortable to 30. And this one's comfortable to 40. So I think we'll be fine. Just in case, I got a liner and some fuzzy PJs. Alright, brought you guys inside the tent with me. Okay, I'm just going to finish it off with a couple breaths. You want to make sure your winter pads are nice and inflated. Any low spots in the night when you're closer to the snow means you'll be colder. It's always good to unfluff your sleeping bags quite a while before you want to head to bed. The down needs time to loft up and therefore trap in the warmth. When you're layering sleep systems together like this, you want to make sure you're not constricting and squishing down. Squished down has next to no insulation. That's why a quilt works. As long as you have a good pad underneath you, a sleeping quilt will be just about as warm as a sleeping bag, and a lot of the time more comfy. The only downside is if you toss and turn tons, and these straps come undone or something, you can get cold drafts that seep in underneath, and those are no fun. Last but not least, you certainly can't forget your pillow. This is a luxury. Oh yeah. As you can see, it all sticks together because of those straps. Should reduce those drafts and keep me nice and cozy all night tonight. Unfortunately, the sun is setting and I'm a little behind schedule. I've got my camp set up. We gotta go cut some firewood. I plan on having a big fire tonight, eating some good food, cooking up some bread, heating up my desserts. Yeah! When cutting down trees, you want to make sure it's worth your effort. You want to do your best to find out if the wood is good. This looks great. You don't want rotten. You don't want wet wood. Alright, that's just the start. We're going to need 2 or 3 times that to get some good embers going so we can cook our food. Now, the trick to cutting wood quickly is not how fast you go. You don't want to be a jackrabbit. And then, no, you want to do long strokes. You only need to go about halfway before. Perfect. And here I've got fire starters, some lint from home on the dryer, a ferro rod, and a lighter. It is mostly snow. Looks like my plan did not work. We're gonna have a fire here in about 10 minutes. Okay, so here's what we've got going on. We've got dry base above the snow. Doing the best to keep all my kindling here dry. And then the most important thing for starting the fire, good wood, and then progression. You got to start small. You got to start somewhere. But you slowly amp up. You need your best, driest, smallest wood. After you get the fire going, you can throw some of those whiter logs on. Not too important. But for the start, you really got to be meticulous about it. Make sure you have enough extra water to then add to your pot. It'll help the snow melt a lot faster. So I left this bread out in the sun for a couple hours. Should smell real yeasty, we'll see. Smells pretty good, but it's been cold out. I'm gonna leave it next to the fire here. It'll work. My lovely girlfriend let me borrow this chair from her. I think it's gonna be perfect for sitting here in the snow. You'll see why. Oh yeah. Alrighty. This snow's been here melting forever. And our bread here's been heating up by the fire. It's risen a good amount. I don't think we're at a boil yet, but it's hot water. We've got dinner set up here. Got some oil, curry packets, my mise en place, correct me if I'm wrong, sorry, my pre-cut veggies, my curry. I got some sausage in there, potatoes, carrots, onions, little apple, and then I have some ramen to add to that. Toss this on here, pull some coals our way. Warmth station. Messy business. I think that's it for tonight. Tool. It's going to be Thanksgiving in less than a week. There's still bears active. I saw tracks. So I'm going to try my best to get this rope over that tree branch. Let's try that once more. This time, we're going to tie the rope to my waist. That ought to work. That's glorious. Ooh. I picked up a brownie from a local bakery. getting ice crystals in my water. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I barbecued my socks. Alrighty, I've got a full tummy, got my fuzzy pants on, heading to bed. Okay, I still have to get the camera. Ooh. Well, good morning. Whew. I stayed nice and toasty. My little thermometer here read a low of 23 overnight. No drafts came in. I've got to get up, get some firewood, and get some breakfast. Alrighty, let's get ourselves a breakfast going and a nice warm fire. Well, for breakfast, we've got some bread. We've got a chocolate croissant, little squished. We've got some brie, some honey butter, some hot honey, and then to drink, we have Thai tea and instant coffee. It's gonna be pretty good. Okay, we've got the Thai tea and the coffee. And we've got our boiling water. The bread's turning out great. I'm gonna put my honey butter brie into my warm water, and in there it should melt up nicely. I've got my wood-fired bread here, my honey butter and brie. Let's see how it tastes. Alrighty, walking down. With that, here's the end of our awesome adventure. Sure was great. Like and subscribe, and maybe I'll do some more.